everybody, and welcome to SGA Live with me, Jenna Berglund. So this week, I hope everybody's having a really happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. And there's a couple announcements that I have for you all. So coming up on Friday and Saturday, our Lady Eagles volleyball team is playing games versus Loyola University. On Friday, the game will be at 6:30, and on Saturday, the game will be at 2 p.m. So definitely come out and support our Lady Eagles as they battle it out on the court versus Loyola. Next up is the Lady Eagles Reserve Soccer Team, and they'll be playing Point University on Thursday, October 14th at 5 p.m. in Hillier Stadium. So you can watch a Lady Eagles game every single day for the rest of the week, pretty much. Also, if you're looking to pick up some additional chapel credits, and this would be especially important if you've already used all 14 of them, this Friday in Leicester Chapel, there will be a talk with Dr. Monty Cox, and it's put on by the Institute of Faith and the Academy. Dr. Monty Cox will be talking from 10:45 to 11:45, and you receive 2 chapel credits if you attend this talk. So it would also be good if you just want some extra chapel credits to, skip later down the line for finals or something. Also remember that on Saturday there was a football game, and that football game has been canceled against, I'm pretty sure, Union it was. They, I think, had some COVID outbreak on their team, sadly. So we are not going to become 6-0 this week, maybe next week. Registration for the spring semester begins on Monday, October 18th. So start getting with your advisor now to get your classes in. And then you're also going to want to make sure that you go to the student life offices in the multiplex to register for on or off campus living and your meals. And then lastly, you're going to want to go to student accounts office, which is in the rotunda, and that's where you will sign your payment agreement. So make sure to get all of that done as soon as possible once registration opens on the 18th. You don't want to save that for the end of this semester. Lastly, Faulkner University's NSLS chapter invites the whole campus to come hear a live broadcast with Anita Hill on Tuesday, October 19th, which is next week, at 6 p.m. in Harris 101. So definitely come out to that. It should be really interesting. So that's all the announcements we have for this week. But next up, we're going to be interviewing Dean Cain, who is the Assistant VP for Student Life here at Faulkner, and she is the Dean of Students. So let's hear what Dean Cain has to say. Welcome, Dean Cain, to SGA Live.
Thanks, glad to be here.
I hope your day is going well.
It is.
So I have a couple questions for you that I think these students will be interested to learn about.
Okay.
First off, where did you attend college?
I actually went to Louisiana State University.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
So were you sad about the loss?
I don't really keep up with football that much. Even when I lived on campus, I could hear the game from my room.
Oh.
That was because it was so loud. Anyway.
Yeah.
I went to LSU.
That's fun.
Okay.
Okay, what is your favorite thing you remember about your time in college?
Wow. Was there a long time? The funnest thing I remember is I had a Fiat, a really small, kind of square Fiat that was very small, and it wouldn't start, and it was a stick.
Yeah.
So wherever I parked, I had to either push it and pop the clutch to get it to go. And the good thing about that was, nobody ever asked to borrow my car.
That is nice.
Because
nobody ever asked to borrow mine when I drove
because they were like, you have to push it? I'm like, yeah, you have to push it.
Yeah.
You get, push it, pop the clutch, run.
There you go.
So that was kind of a cool thing for me. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song or group?
Oh my gosh, I like all kinds of music. I would probably say the Beatles are my favorite. They were a little before my time, but my brothers loved them, and so I did. And I think probably one of my favorite songs is, what is it? The Long and Winding Road. Which is,
I love that one. Have you seen Yesterday?
Yeah.
It was so good in Yesterday.
So I've always loved that song. But the Beatles were probably, I like a lot of music, but Beatles are kind of my favorite.
Okay, now tell me your most embarrassing moment. It doesn't have to be during college, but could be during college.
Yeah. I have a lot. let me just tell you a lot of embarrassing moments. Probably, I am going to give you a college one.
Okay.
So at LSU, they had this huge parade ground. Like it kind of be like our quad, but it was huge.
Okay.
And so, you know, you would, all the buildings were around it, and so you had to walk a long way to get to each building. But early one morning, I was walking. This was before book bags. Like, I didn't have a book bag.
So you
just carried your books. Yes. So I am walking across the parade ground. There's like nobody out. It's really early in the morning. I was going to meet someone to study for a test, and I had on my books, and I tripped, and I fell flat.
Yeah.
And like all my books spread out, but I was so tired, I just didn't get up.
Then did someone walk over?
Yeah. So I am laying there, like literally thinking, oh, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna rest here in a while. And I hear foot running up, and it was some guy. And he's like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And I just jumped up. It was very embarrassing. It was like he thought I was hurt. He didn't know I was asleep. Yeah. So anyway.
That is funny though. Okay, what do you love most about being the Dean of Students here? And what do you hate most about being here?
Okay. I'll go with hate first.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of students don't really know me, and they kind of just see me as the person who is handing out,
Yeah.
you know, when you get in trouble.
Detentions.
Yeah. And I think I hate most that students sort of believe that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they identify what I do with who I am. And usually if they get to know me, then they know that I am about helping students grow up and be mature. College was a maturing time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I didn't make these rules.
Yeah.
So, but I am the person who tries to help you understand why they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's the thing I dislike most, is sometimes I know students kind of preconceived idea that I'm this awful person.
Monster.
Yeah. When, if they knew me, you know, I mean, hopefully they think different.
They wouldn't be so scared.
Yeah. The thing I love the most about it is the opportunity, I think, to speak into someone who is struggling.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier that I was in school a long time, because I was in school a long time. I wasn't a great student at all. In fact, I was a at-risk student, which means I had to take remedial courses to get in. And I didn't care about school initially. It wasn't that I didn't have the ability, I just wasn't motivated.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were several adults when I was in college that really had to kind of kick me in the butt to help me understand, you have this great opportunity, you know, you'll get a better job if you get this piece of paper. And it just, I really appreciate those people who were hard on me. And so I like that I have that ability to sort of help people.
Kind of like pay it forward.
Yeah, help. I want you to be accountable so that later in your life, you're like, wow, I'm glad she pushed me.
Yeah.
So.
Push someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, what is one thing that you wish that we were all better at, our students, and me, including in our students?
One of the things, and this has been on my mind, is I struggle with how students act in chapel.
Yeah.
So
we've had many a talk about that.
I know. And I get it. I know a lot of students come in and they're on their phone and they sit down, they don't pay attention. But I think what I would remind students of is, number one, if you're the speaker, and you can ask any speaker, you can ask our student speakers, how do you feel when you're up there and you look out? And most of them will say, it's so hard to look out and just see everybody looking down.
Yeah, just see
they're looking down.
Little glow.
A little glow on their face. And so, you know, to remember, be respectful. You're there for 20, 30 minutes.
Not even 30 minutes.
Yeah. And so, and the other thing I think about that is, even if you don't like what's being said or you don't like the songs, it is this opportunity to practice kind of being there. So let go of your phone, let go of whatever just happened, and be present, because in your future life, whether it's a job or being a parent, you may have to do things where you have to pay attention.
Even if you might not.
Even if you don't want to. I mean, I tell students this all the time. I go to meetings every day that I'm like, I don't want to be here. But it's important for me to be there.
Yeah.
And to be present. And so I would tell students, go to chapel and be respectful. Be present and practice putting your phone away, practice just paying attention. And you have impact on everyone else around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think students don't realize that they have that kind of influence. But if you're there and you're paying attention, it's much more likely that your friends are going to, like, put their phone away, or at least put it down and pay attention to. So that's my big pet peeve.
Okay.
So
Sounds good. Let's all work on that.
Thank you.
Okay, and what do you think our students do really well?
I love this
Like
about
football this year.
Yeah. I love this about our students. Anytime there's a crisis,
Yeah.
or, you know, I mean, anytime there's a place to step up, I think our students do.
Yeah, I think so.
Whenever they hear about something going, you know, or somebody struggling in the hospital, or if there's a gap that needs to be filled in, I so appreciated, now that we're looking for a director of student activities, how many students have stepped in and been willing to help.
Yeah.
And I see that in our students. Most of them will do whatever needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I think about our John and Bryson in chapel, and, you know, them stepping up. So I love that our students are very community oriented. There is this family feel, and that they do step up when it comes down to really needing people to step up. So thank you all. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions we have for you today. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Give any shout outs, anything?
I do want to give a shout out to my old friend Spencer Cantrell.
Oh, Spencer.
Because she has been so helpful, and still is, you know. We miss her so much, but I know she's where she needs to be.
Yeah.
But I do want to give a shout out to her. So if you see her, please tell her, give her a big hug, really big hug from me, because she hates those. Anyway.
Okay, well, see you later, Spencer, and see you everyone else. That is SGA Live signing off. Soar Eagles.
Soar Eagles.
Okay, well, that was a pretty good interview, I think. Hopefully everybody likes it.
Yeah, we'll see. If they don't, I'll hear about it.
I think that it was good.